Hi everyone. Let me just get the video up on my iPad. Oh, there we go.
Have you started?
Yes, so we're live. Okay, hi. Could you share this link to the main Facebook page as well? Because we're in the Crow family group. So tonight we are doing gel plates and jelly plates and fluoro paints, like asked in the Creative Family group post of the fears and frustrations. I think this is a bit of a theme one. So we're going to go through a few of the techniques. So, oh, hello, Joanne. And then we're going to, do you like Joe or Joanne? I should really ask these questions before, you've been to so many of my classes, and I am surprised. I was, going to ask you last week, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what came over me. Oh, hello, Lorraine. So, basically, oh, hello, Father. Glad to know that you're working very hard tonight. Noah is scribing for us tonight because Dad's at Coles. Anyway, so we're going to do a few techniques first, just with some of the normal paints, and then we're going to try the fluoros. We'll try a bit of metallic, some glitter paint. I'll show you what you can do with stencils and all the rest of it, and different types of papers, and how you can...
The live notification group, and do you want the Facebook?
Ask Mum to do the main one, if she can, because I think she wanted to put this on the main page as well. Oh, hello. Oh, excellent. Hello, Tash. Hello, Di. Hello, Pam. I need to turn this off onto vibrate. Right. Okay. So let's get started, shall we? So the basic thing with the jelly plate is that you need jelly paints and paints. Prefer acrylics because I don't think oils actually work with these techniques. I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen anyone use oils before with this.
We can't.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hold up. I'll try and adjust this for now.
Right. Mum's gonna adjust this. I don't know how it's gonna go. Anyway, so what you do is you only need a tiny little dot of the color. I should have chosen something other than yellow. Let me put on a bit of orange. Oh, hello, Sandra. Hello, Jason. Yes, we are doing a sale at the moment for 27% off. A lot of items, actually. I think I was surprised at all the items Mum and Dad chose.
To the main Facebook page?
Yes. The items that Mum and Dad chose, because it is the 27th wedding anniversary. Yesterday. So we're doing it over the weekend because I don't think we're actually celebrating it until tomorrow, perhaps. I don't know. We have fun.
We went out to lunch with Grandma today.
We went out, and it was a beautiful lunch with Grandma. Yeah, she really enjoyed her lunch, actually, which was quite nice. Right, so we're just giving that a nice thin coat layer. So as you can see...
nuggets.
Yes. Oh, you've never heard of jelly plates before? Okay. Right.
You need to explain what it is and don't make it out of gelatin.
No, it's not made out of gelatin. It's made out of something. Yeah. I don't know. Didn't read the packaging.
No, but you can make them out of gelatin, but then the critters like them.
Yeah. So, as you can see, you only need the thinnest layer of paint because you can see my hands through that bit of orange. And then what we're going to come and do is, it's like a form of kind of like lino printing, if you've ever done it at school. My teachers were really into lino printing when I was in high school. Yeah, that's as much as I can say about lino printing. It bored me. Right. So then what you do is you just grab... So we've just made a few lines. And... Oh, right. Well, first timers. It's really simple. And then you just come in and you put your piece of paper down and use your roller. I might have left my paint a little bit too long, but... Oh, no. There we go. So as you can see, because we live in a very humid place right now, and it's gotten hot quite quickly here. It's officially spring. So as you can see there, you can see the prints there. So we're going to come in and add a few more layers. This orange will come off as we go, so don't worry. If you get some stuff on there. So that's just normal cardstock. It's the best stuff. I use the smooth side, so then I don't really get the linen print, because as you can see, my jelly plate has a texture to it, because I left mine in the cart for 24 hours and stuff. Not a smart move. It's all good. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come and add another layer. It's all good if layers get stuck on there. And we're just going to roll out our burgundy now. And once again, we want a nice thin layer. Oh, it's really humid tonight. I didn't realize how hot it was here. Right. We might just need to add a little bit more colour.
In this part of the screen. Yeah. So put it over here so you can see the comments, and then share it into the messenger group as well. So then we'll put it over here.
Yeah. So we've got it on the main Facebook group as well, because I believe Facebook page, because I didn't remember that we promised to do that until after I went live. So I was like, oh shoot. Right. So now we've got this pink layer added. What we're going to do is we're going to come in with a stencil. And the other technique that you can do is that you can add stencils to it. So we're just going to come in.
Right, here you go. 3 places. You need to share that one.
And roll that, as you can see. And then you get the negative of that one as well.
You click on that image of Dad and I, that banner, and then go
And
from
stuff.
Did we grab you the stuff that we brought home?
The neons.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so we are going to go ahead.
No, and there is a jelly plate, so you can show them what one we've got in stock currently.
Oh. We have a jelly plate in stock.
Yeah, it's a small one. It's a good one for beginners. They're not a cheap tool, but this is 4310. It's 6x6. It's not particularly a cheap tool, but at the end of the day, it's actually a really good.
It's a good size,
Well,
especially.
how long have you had yours? Grade
9. I'm now 22. So, I would have been 14. No, 15.
13, 14.
14. Yes, 14.
No.
Yes, because it was.
Before Amelia.
Did I have it before Amelia? Then I would have been 13. That would have
No,
been 8.
probably 14. So what's that? So you're about to turn 26.
22, thank you.
22.
26.
I was thinking the number 22.
Oh no.
Really tired.
That's 8 years.
8 years. So this is 8 years old and it's still going strong.
It's still going strong.
Yeah. So they're a good long tool. Lasts better than a trimmer.
Oh yeah. Right, so we're just peeling.
It's my favourite part. I'm watching fried green tomatoes.
Right, you going to fun watching your movie, Mum? Yeah, she's definitely getting better, people. She can watch a movie in full now.
She can also
She's
run
also
pretty fast.
Really? You only just noticed that?
No, just doesn't go. She can go up hills now. She used to not be able to go up hills when she was on vertigo.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. So I am using a. Oh, hello, Rowena. Lovely to see you again. On a video. Oh, thank you, Heather. I'll tell my parents that you say congratulations. Yeah, not a surprise. We've been together for 27 years. They are literally a thing. So this is another print that we just did on the jelly plate. So as you can see, that orange and pink layer have come off, but they stay separate. So that's how it basically works. So we're just going to come in. So you do spread your paints with your brayer, and you want nice thin layers. Now I know this is hard for anyone who's heavy-handed. I'm extremely heavy-handed, which means that these techniques aren't always the funnest for me to teach or live, because a lot of the time they don't work, which is great for me, just because I tend to overload my mat by accident. But that's okay. Tonight seems to be humid enough that it's working for me. So what we do is we just come in and we add another layer. Now, if your layers aren't particularly dry in between, they will mix. That's okay. It's perfectly hunky-dory. So what we're going to come in and do is we might just grab our palette knife. Oh, actually, we'll grab a stencil again. And we'll do this one. So the the nicer the hole, like the bigger the pattern is, the better it works for jelly printing. Just because it gives it that nice texture, and you can also get some lovely stenciling work done on top of your prints that you've already pulled off when you come and do your next layers. So this is like basically like making your own pattern paper with just tools and scraps you've got left over from projects. So I'm just going to pull that one off. So we've got nice flowers now, and what we might come and do is we'll just I'm not quite ready to show you the foils. I'm just warming up to the foil, to the, not the foils, the neons. So we might just come and add some blue. So we're going to do like opposites in this one, just to get some nice contrast. And if you don't like the print you do, that's okay. You can just come back and do a print over top of it. If it doesn't show up as nice as what you thought it would, rehash, rego. Because you're not using that much paint realistically. It's a very thin coat. Like you can see, you can still see my hand mostly underneath that. Like, it is super thin. So what we might come do is, just to show you that you can use it on different things. This is an envelope that I stole from my mother's stash, like any good daughter would.
Diane B says hi everyone.
Oh, hello, hello.
Rowena says
oh,
thank you.
Oh.
Yeah. Karen L says evening all, I'm late.
That's all good, Karen. Right, so we're just going to come and peel that off. So as you can see, that's now the top of the envelope, and we'll do the back now as well. So we just come in.
Oh, Amelia won't be able to say hello, good night.
Oh no, yeah, Amelia is at Nana and Jim's tonight. She's having a sleepover this weekend.
She scored
Yeah, well, you know. I actually like sleeping in my own bed. I can't think of anything worse than a sleepover now. God. Right, so
slept over with her friend. She doesn't know what it feels like.
I'm just coming in and I'm adding, and I'm just making sure I get all the different bits and pieces of the envelopes. That there is an envelope that we just printed on. So as you can see, it's very grungy, my plate, because it does have a few layers on it. But to get a clear print, what you want to do is you want to make sure you have very string or anything for added texture.
String or added texture?
Actually, no, the jelly plate does all the work to add that texture into it. So you can see that's got some texture to it. And the more layers you have, the more texture your print is going to have as well. So you could add string to it. On my first one, I just used a quick palette that had like these little prawny things in it. I think this is meant for barbecuing. I'm not gonna lie.
No, we saw those in the shop.
Oh no, that's right. I did have one that was meant for barbecuing. It went moldy.
Didn't Milton or Amelia cut the ends of one of them off?
Yes, they did. That was my favorite one too. They cut. My siblings just beautiful souls. Beautiful souls. Beautiful souls. Right. So oh yeah. Well, you can add string to it to get that texture to it. I find I don't need to add string just because oh sorry, I should probably read Sandra's comment because we're in 3 different locations tonight. Woo! So you don't essentially need to add string to your jelly plate to get the texture once you've used it a couple of times, because it will form its own texture by the paints you use on it. The other thing as well is if you live in a humid environment, it's going to get a little bit lumpy fumpy, which is okay. It's perfectly fine.
Naomi, for those who live in other regions of Australia than Queensland, what could you suggest for, say, Victoria, colder areas?
Have a coffee break in between each layer. You're gonna be waiting a while for it to dry. I've been to all those areas.
What about more humid areas where it's more wet and you know? Is there any problems?
Well,
with
humidity helps it dry faster.
What about like really wet areas? Is that like a bad thing for the jelly plate?
No, not essentially. What you want to do is with your jelly plate is keep it in the case. Oh, hello, Diane G. Thank you, Rowena.
Rowena says very pretty, Naomi.
Thank you. Yeah, so we'll do a few with string. Don't worry, Sandra. I'll show you all those techniques as well. We're just warming up to use different types of paints and stuff. I want to show you a really high contrast one before we go in too far. It does involve black paint though, so I am just a little bit wary of it because I don't really like using
We don't sell it.
black paint. Actually, we can get away with a near black paint.
Because then that brand doesn't exist anymore.
Well, no, the fact is I can't get it open, which means it's probably dry on the inside. So what we're going to do is, it's all good, Debbie H. So we're just going to...
Rowena says, I'll come back and watch with sound. I feel like I've missed something.
Okay, Rowena, that's all good. So what we're going to come and do is we're just going to add some of this turquoise. And you want a really dark color. So basically black, but I don't have any black paint because I don't create with black. This is where the problem lies with my palette choosing. And this really dark blue, for example. And we'll get this to mix a bit. So we'll just come in. And we want, see how that's really dark? And that's a thin layer of that. So now what we want to do is we want to come in with more of like a scene type one. Here we go. We got a seahorse and some shells. So what we might do is we might grab a few of our envelopes.
Could you use gesso?
Yes, you could use gesso for this. That black gesso is the best thing to use for your backing bits and pieces. So, I'm just going to come in. Really like my starfish.
Yeah, you use your starfish,
I'm just getting there. Oh. Hello, Liz. Right, so we're just coming in and might need a jelly mat.
Yeah.
It's all good. And then we're going to come in and just add... So I'm just removing... Not adding, sorry. Gosh, I've got to get my words right tonight. This is kind of technical stuff that you need the right words for. Right, so we're just going to put those envelopes off to one side. We're going to remove that bad boy so you can kind of see where the seahorse and all that is. And then what we might come and do is we'll just add a few bubbles, like circles. I don't know if you can see it real clearly. I'm going to put something else underneath it so that you can see it.
Maybe try like white paint.
Could you? Don't worry, I'll figure it out.
How has Naomi's world been today?
Oh, it's coming on the machines, making kits. Is all the kits are ready to go out on Monday? Yep, peeps.
Well,
So if you're on the kit list, you should have received an invoice from us. If you do receive invoices from us, if you are an online customer, and then if not, then you can pick it up next week in store. You can kind of see that a bit better now.
Deborah H says, hello everyone.
Oh, hello, Deborah.
Just reminding everyone the sale is ending soon, so
yeah, it's ending tomorrow, so make sure you check it out. Right, so now we've got that done. I'll let Noah do his sales pitch in a minute. So now we're going to come in with some yellow. And we want bright colours for this layer. Like I'm talking bright colours.
If you have any suggestions, just add a comment.
Yeah, add a comment, please. I might use... I would come in and use neons, but we want these to be quite opaque for the effect that I want to show you guys. So you can get really high contrasting ones. You just got to use like 2 very different colours when you come into it. So
Yellow, orange, and pink is the sunset, or have we used too much sunset?
like we're going with green. We're going with this nice lime. I'm using it because it's a heavy. Yes, I'm using it because it's a heavy body one, which means it's automatically opaque. I think I don't have to add any white. So we're just
coming. What was the yellow you used?
Just a golden one, but you can use any matte ones for these techniques as well, or Art by Marlene. You just might have to add some white to get it as strong as the heavy body, because to get them heavy body, they add an opaque pigment to it. They make it opaque. Right. No, we don't have all the paints in the online store. So we're just coming in and...
Deborah H says, all good. I've already bottled your grocery. Oh, I've already bottled your grocery budget this week.
Thank you. Right, and then what we need... Sorry, I cleaned up my desk and my trolleys are over there now, so I've got to like run all the way over there to grab my
you have
stuff.
a working heat gun.
I have a working heat gun tonight, yes, but I don't need it.
Oh,
that one there. Yeah.
I feel ripped off.
Look, you can feel ripped off rods all you like, but
Maybe.
My heat gun. That's from an ad. Thank you very much.
Yes, John. Yes, but none of the heat guns at work work.
Well,
yes, Deborah says, lol. I can't even pronounce that word.
well, busted.
Lost.
I think it's supposed to say busted. I don't know. Busted. I don't know. I'm not great at English. Right, so what we've done is now we've gone and got our gesso. Now you need gesso for this part. And you're going to do a layer of just white gesso over top of the dry back layer of your print. What's this going to help it do is going to make the second layer even more opaque, bring out those contrasts a bit more, and it'll make it easier for you to lift the print, which is crucial because you want this print to lift. Right. It doesn't matter if it mixes too much with the back print. Now, what we're going to do is we're coming in with a piece of card. You can do this with just ordinary thing, and that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roll, and you want to roll as hard as you can because you definitely want as much as that print. So as heavy-handed as you can. Roll like your life depends on it. The white layer wasn't dry enough. That's okay. Come and take a piece of paper. Oh, I lost the neon down the back. Yikes.
Connection problems. Scribe wise.
Oh.
Deborah says spell check is playing with me.
It's all good. Kind of got what you meant by. Oh, yeah. So you use gesso for the backing. I just didn't leave enough time in between doing the print off the back and lifting it. So that's why it didn't work. But here we go. Oh, I like it when things work. You just got to be persistent.
Yeah, I think Dad felt a bit ripped off when at lunch he had the berry smoothie. When he figured out it was almond milk.
Not full cream. So there we go.
You lied to me. You said it was full. You said it was milk. It was almond milk.
Oh, you know, it was actually oats milk, the one that you were having.
Oh.
Right, so what we're going to come do is we're just going to come and grab that extra layer off the back of that one.
sometimes it's not
And
nice when you go to cafes.
we just want to make this a little bit more grungy, just in between my brother's complaints about going outside and socializing with humans, by just taking off a bit of that extra layer bit.
If you let me speak, you'd know. It's sometimes annoying when you go out like the places to go get like food, and the gluten-free options or the dietary required options are all put into one meal. Like you'll have the vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, everything-free meal, and that's the only dietary thing.
Coffee Club doesn't do that to you, though.
I
You
know.
have multiple options when we go to Coffee Club, and yes, you can make some pretty cool things. So cool, amazing. Yes, see, so if it doesn't come off on the first round and you only get your backing layer color, it just means that it wasn't quite dry enough again, and you just go down with another piece of paper and you take off another layer. Sometimes it just means you've done your layers a bit too thick, which is okay, because as long as you come back with another piece, you can keep rolling it. And like, this is the piece of chipboard that it didn't work on the first time, and I'm just coming in and I'm taking the layers off one by one, and I'm still getting the print that I want, so it's okay. No, you can use any. I suggest acrylic paint, just because it has that thickness to it, and you can get the nice techniques you want. You can use any paper. I wouldn't suggest typing paper, however. It does get a bit flimsy after you add a few layers. But that's all up to you, realistically. But yeah, I don't suggest typing paper. Cardstock's the best, the white linen stuff on the smooth side, or Alpine white smooth color. But yeah, so you can do it on chipboard and all the rest of it. So what we might come and do is we'll do a string technique now, and then we'll go to the fluoros for everyone. How's that sound? Because there is a lot of techniques that we got to cover with jelly plates, because you can do stenciling. Well, I've shown you that this is the stenciling technique. You can do multiple stencils. You can drawing with your palette thing, which was what the first one we did. I want to show you that you can do it on a vellum sheet and what happens when you put it on vellum, but we'll do the string first, so then everyone gets the gist of it. I don't know if I actually grabbed any string before I started, though. Like, I thought I was doing string, and then I was like, did I grab any? This is a great question. A great question. Actually, I do. I have string. I have sewing thread. There we go. It works. It'll be quite a thin texture, though. So, here we go, folks. So, we're going to come back in with different color. What are we thinking this time around? We could do... I've got every color in the sun except from red. What about we come in? Or we could do this really vibrant orange to begin with. We'll just roll him down. It's more like a skin color, isn't he? So we're just going to come in and roll this orange down. We want that thin layer, if we remember correctly.
Does the string cut into the jelly plate?
No. It sits on top. This is why you also, like, you can make ones out of gelatin. The critters like them, though, and your texture bits and like your stencils and all the rest of it will mark your jelly plate, whereas that's the thing. I don't know what they really make these out of, but nothing cuts into it, so it's all good. So I'm just peeling back my string. On second thought, I probably should have gotten the black string out so then you could see it. This is a real moment on my part.
Marie says, "Hi, Naomi. Sorry I'm late. We're all just a bit hungry."
That's okay. So, we're just going to come in with our envelope now.
Are you still afraid of the colour red?
I am still afraid of the colour red. I do not use red. Red and I are not friends. And there we go. So that's the string technique there.
Lorraine wants to know, is that string or cotton?
It's sewing thread. I assume it's cotton. I don't know these
Can I have a
things.
look at it?
It's just generic sewing thread.
Okay.
So that's it there. So obviously if you use lace, you'll get the lace pattern you want and all the rest of it. So it's that bit. And now what you can
It is cotton.
Oh, it is cotton. Would you look at that? Did we get
Oh,
left?
it's very pretty.
Did we get left with the lines? We do. Okay, right. We need to get rid of the rest of this orange so then we're left with the string lines. Right, so we're going to come in. We're going to do the back of this envelope so that it matches, obviously. Like, you know.
Lorraine says, because it looks so flimsy and easy to scrap.
It does look so easy and it like flimsy, and it does look like it would break a lot, but it doesn't. It's actually quite durable. Like this thing has lasted 6 years in my ownership. Well, 8 years of my ownership. Not many things do.
Who was that originally? Was it Grandma's?
No, I got this as a gift. This was one of my birthday presents. I got it as a birthday present. I was very lucky that year.
If you really wanted to get creative, or you don't have one of those, you can use a rolling pin.
Yes, you could use a rolling pin if you don't have a brow.
But you probably need to plan afterwards.
I wouldn't suggest it for food afterwards, though. Gee willikers, that would be a bad moment.
Could you use this on, like, fabric?
You could use it on fabrics. I think I've got a piece of denim in there if you want to find it, or hessian. We can do it on a piece of hessian. So we're just going to come and remove the string.
No, don't think so.
No, in the tub on this side of my desk.
No, we have a big hessian cloth somewhere, don't we?
Yeah, but we're only going to use a small piece because I don't want to have to do the whole piece of
What
hessian.
about like that hessian thing I made that, you know, just kind of sits in the hallway?
Well, if you want me to ink it, I can tonight.
Because that looks nice.
Alright, I'll use it. What's me doing it? I got a brayer but no jelly plate. Oh, yeah, we do have a mini jelly plate in, which is great for beginners because it's like a nice little size. But yeah, it does look really flimsy. However, it's great to use.
Don't chuck that.
Dad chucked out your calico thing. Right, so we're just coming in with another one of our heavy bodies because it's quite opaque. And we've got that string technique down the bottom there. And what we're going to come and do now is...
Lorraine says, I've got a brayer, but not a jelly plate.
Yeah. Tends to be the way of things. Maybe not that piece. I thought I had a piece of denim in there.
I just repost the link for the
It's a good. Right. I don't have a piece of that. Fashion doesn't really work.
denim.
Denim does, but I don't know where my denim stash went. I had a whole lot of denim in my area. Down in Brisbane. Right. So what we're gonna come and do is I think we can just come.
My internet's cut out, so it'll just be a while.
Oh, okay. Right here. Our scribe is currently missing, but he will be back any second. Right. Trying to find a skill that actually has an end to it that works. There we go. So we're just coming in. We're drawing some triangles. The point is just to have fun. Oh, there we go. We're on a roll now. You can see what I'm doing. It's amazing. Holy poo. Right, now we've got that on there. I'm going to come and show you what happens when we do it on vellum. So, I'm just going to take out a full sheet of vellum.
Lorraine wants to know if you heat the jelly plate, does the cutting that you do smooth over it.
Oh, I don't actually ever cut it into my jelly plate. I just use a skewer, which scrapes along the top. So that's a skewer there.
I think rule one of jelly plates is don't cut it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can heat it, because I left one of I had my grandma gave me one of these as well when she stopped painting when she was about 60 because her hands just and in a very she was more in her 70s, wasn't she? She was in her 70s. Yeah, anyway, and she gave me one of those jelly plates and I left it in my car on a summer's day in Brisbane. It doesn't work anymore. It's like a gelatinous type thing, so I don't think you can. So only scrape the layers, not into the plate itself. Yeah, because I don't think you can heat a jelly plate and let it survive. Like, I don't think it survives heat. The one in my car did not survive very well. I was in there for 24 hours in the hot sun. It was a 40-degree day. So as you can see with the vellum, you only get very limited layers. Like if I put that on the back, you can kind of see where it is. You don't really get the pattern that you draw because the layers don't get absorbed, but you get this really cool texture on it. It makes it feel like you've sanded it. So what we're going to come and do is now we're going to come and do the fluoros. So we've got a backing and let's just show you. So the fluoros can be scary. I know that fluoro paints can be really scary. There are quite a few. Already got this color in the collection. I'm just going to set them on there. So this, I've got that one as well. I don't have these ones. Right, so they can be super scary, but it's okay because they're not. It's still a very cool effect, but you won't get essentially that the pattern that you do on your plate when you put vellum down, because the paint won't get absorbed. It'll just smush. So you'll get more of like a textured pattern to it. So whatever texture pattern your plate's in at that point in time is what you'll get.
Just because the code.
Yeah, it's just type in neon for Art by Marlene.
Neon, not
yeah.
fluoro.
Yeah, for they're called fluoros. For Art by Marlene, they're called neons. They both have a range. So this is Art by Marlene. I'm gonna have to buy this on YouTube, by the way, Noah. So like Art by Marlene has quite a few. Yeah, so the fluoros are quite a new thing that the different companies have brought out. So you've got the Art by Marlene ones, and then you've got the Mott ones. Oh no, those are the metallics.
Not into the fluoros at all.
That's all good. Let me just see if I can find. Come on. Art by Marlene. There we go. The Mott ones, right? So like that's the funky one, which would match the pink or the magenta in this. And then what we might come and do is what do we reckon? We could do a fluoro, done a lot of blue and orange. We could do a fluoro purple maybe. So we're just going to put a little bit of the fluoro purple out. To clean the brayers, are you talking about the brayer of the plate? The plate, you just put it in cold water in like a tub, and you basically scrub it with not a scourer but with your hands and get a bit dirty. We can do it for Tito. Or with the brayer, what you do is you wait for it to dry and you can peel back the layers, or you can wash it. I've never been really successful at peeling. I get my mum to peel the layers back. I just tend to wash it after every use, so it has like a smooth type texture to it when I go back in. But yeah, I don't really clean mine. I know that's bad. I do know that's bad. So I've just added some white to my nail. Oh, that's right. I've just added some white to the neons, and as you can see, it makes pastel. So if you are scared of using the neon straight out, you can make them into a pastel. By making them into a pastel as well, our first layer is going to be quite pastel. So what do you reckon? What we could do? Maybe a flower pattern, or what we could do, a butterfly? Butterflies?
It's like lavender.
Yeah, let's do some butterflies flying off into the mist. Let's see how this vellum goes picking it up. You never know. Oh, that's quite cool.
I mean, you could use this gel plate technique on your pages.
You could.
Gel plate, like a print on the back of the regular sheet paper.
Yeah. And there you go. So you've got some butterflies on our vellum now. And we're going to peel that one off. And oh, look at that. That's quite nice. Like, dude, we could. Right, and then we're going to come in with our other neon. And let's go with maybe... Oh, what are we thinking? I do have quite a few neon colours. We could go back in with this pink because it didn't come out really well. The purple really took over.
Why don't you stretch your limits and try them red? Or a pinky red.
Rightio.
You could just try.
This is why I don't like you as a scrum. We're going to use red. We're going to use red. Oh, that's just magenta. That's not red. It's bloody magenta.
What are you afraid about, then?
Using blood red. I've used it before. It's not a fun vibe. Makes everything very serious.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You think you're so funny. Yep, I'm glad you know it. Right. We just need to come in with a bit more of the fluoro because the fluoros do get absorbed quite quickly. So we're just coming in with our fluoro, adding some layers.
See, it's a nice pink.
It is a nice pink. And you know what? We're going to add some... They don't really become fluorites once you've got them all scraped out, hey?
Yeah. You could do like Lindy. If you really want, you could do like mists, right?
No. Because the mist moves. Because this is an absorbent. So mists only work when you've got something to absorb the ink. It's also why you can't really use watercolor on these things. But you could add mist to it afterwards. Like come back in, add some layers.
That's a nice yellow.
It is a nice yellow. See, we're going for a sunset vibe, and we're going to do a second layer of butterflies because I'm just scared a little bit that we've ruined the butterflies. So we're just going to come in with our piece of green here. Oh. We're getting some nice butterflies on that. I don't know if you can see them too well. Oh, yes, you can.
Sandra wants to know, can you do it on watercolor paper?
Yes, I've got a sheet of watercolor paper here. Case in point, look at that. Are you swimming again? Of course I am. I swim every day, nearly. Every weekday at least.
How many laps do you do?
I do 60 laps now. I do 3Ks in an hour. I am
active.
Oh, I am fit, man. I can't run, but I can swim. Right, so this is a piece of just watercolor paper. It's the same stuff that you get out of your Montmartre books. However, I'm using, they brought out like this limited edition 12x12 set. They did it for like 12 months and then they didn't redo it. So I'm just using that paper right now. Now, because it is textured on both sides, the print doesn't always work, but it does come out quite nice. And because it's watercolor paper, it works beautifully. Like, it's a faint print, but that'd be a beautiful background for a page. You can stick a photo there. You've even got room where you can cut it down. You can use like a 1-inch border around it.
It even looks like, you know, a pattern page.
Exactly. And with a few other bits and pieces, like we can do a few other prints in the same type of color scheme. So we'll just come back in with this fluoro purple that we did at the beginning with our white paint to make our pastel, as we did. See, fluoros aren't that scary. They just seem scary because they're called fluoros and neons and all these fancy names, which just means bright paint.
So you reckon if you were to make a paint range, you just call it bright paint?
Mate, I'm not that bloody technical. It would just be called paint. People would be like, so why did you name this color booger? Because it looks like booger. That would literally be my answer.
I'm not questioning it. I know it would be true.
I feel like it would be a great range, though, of paints. However, we're not up to that point yet in my career, so we shouldn't talk about that. Or else people will expect it to come. I also got to do a paper range. Yeah, I've been promising Jason that I'd do a paper range for like the last 3 years in a row. I feel like right now he's probably really mad at me because still haven't done it. Still nowhere close to doing it.
Well, it's the port that counts.
Look, I'm getting there. I'll be ready by next year.
You better be.
Thank you for your loving support. Right, we're just going to come and do some circles with a weird thing, and then
What else could you use other than the thing you're using?
just a regular palette knife. I can show you.
With a toothpick or it?
Yeah, we can use a toothpick. We got toothpicks and skewies and everything here. We can do some flowers.
Just make sure you don't press too hard.
Yeah, you just want to scrape along the top. And then what we might come and do, we can also do stamping. Fancy stamping. So we might come in with our scripty stamp.
When you're doing circles, you could have used this.
I know, I just realised I have like a big, like...
You got a smaller one.
I'm a genius. So we're just going to come in and do our script, which is going to look really nice, I think. I think. That's a pretty script.
What do they, like, you know how those script dice, what do they even say?
It's actually just fake writing.
Yeah.
And I have mastered how to do it by hand. Just ask any of the ladies in class.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a truly fantastic gift. Not really, it's quite useless.
Who knows? If they have a competition, make fancy writing, you can win.
Oh, thanks, No. I love your support. One day. Right, and then I'm trying to remember why I don't like you as a scribe, because tonight's going really well.
Yeah, man.
Right, so we're going to come in with our red and our pink again, because I'm just showing you that we can like redo the same colors to get it on a different piece of paper so you can make some embellishments out of it or cut it down into like a photo mat and all the rest of it. So we're just coming in. So you can use the same colors but get a completely and entirely different print. So now we've got those colors on there. We're just going to pull that string off that came off my pants. Because, you know, wear clothes until they're fully dead. And now I've got my piece of encyclopedia paper. because we all know how much I like using that stuff. Oh, this one's about the brain. Well, actually, the nerve system.
Lovely.
It is. It's going on a piece of paper. Right, so we're just going to come and roll.
Like, when you are doing this media, it's lovely to see what you do get when you do pull something out of an encyclopedia.
Oh, yeah. It's just a random page. However, you don't go to the W book because they have all the wars in it. And you're like, do I really want to create a better war? No is the answer.
Well, the nervous system brain, the diagram looks nice.
Yes, that's why you go for the ends. Has a lot of organs in it, the end book. Can't really see the script, can you?
For all those people who don't have an encyclopedia at home or have one, but they're connected to it, you know, emotionally, where would be the best place to get one?
Oh, you could just use a piece of scrap paper. It's all good. I know some of you are really close with your encyclopedias. Nor my generation are not. We're not very connected to encyclopedias. We had the internet.
Mammy, you make it sound so pretty.
It was just, you know, it was a lot easier for us. We have to admit that. Schooling is a lot easier for us. Yes, definitely an op shop if you do want to find an encyclopedia. That's where we found all of ours. So, what we're going to come and do
Like old books.
is, what was the last? There was one more.
What, did you
Technique.
use string?
Yes, use the string. So we've done, so the stamping didn't really work on this, so I'm thinking I'm going to do another page to show you the stamping just because the encyclopedia paper was too thin to take all the layers.
Did you show them multi-layered or gesso?
Yes, that was the, so that was the fluoros. This is one of the multi-layers. This one here is another multi-layer. The multi-layer can be a bit difficult because sometimes it just, your layers aren't completely dry, so you've got to wait for them to be dry. But you just keep coming back in. This is when to show you what happens when you have multiple layers. You just need to clean your mat. That was the beginning one, just to show you the basics of the things. This is the vellum sheet. That's the printed sheet. This is the string technique. So yeah, we might try the stamping technique just one more time. This is a pretty cool funky envelope, hey?
You could use it for a birthday.
Because, yeah, the encyclopedia paper just was a little bit too thin to take the pattern, unfortunately. And we probably didn't have enough contrast in our print, essentially.
Yeah.
So, what we might come and do is we might use the same combination of the turquoise. And it's also showing you how you can make pastels with your fluoros and how the fluoros aren't too scary. Like, they're just...
How would it work on the tissue paper we send them?
Well, tissue paper is really thin. I don't suggest. I've tried it on tissue paper.
Yeah, because I can see in your tub tissue paper that you've done it on one, but it's not.
Pass me up a sheet of tissue paper. I shall show.
You shall show. Oh, it's even ones. Retreat.
Oh, really? Which one are we doing?
Just let me find the sticker. I saw the sticker on it.
Oh, no, it's the latest one. It's the Cottage Garden one. I mean, no, Tropical Ambience.
Naomi. If this is a quiz on retreat ranges, you would fail.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, pass. We're going to do some tissue paper. So we're just going to roll this bad boy out. And we only want one layer on our jelly plate to do tissue paper. We don't want multiples. We just want one layer, or else it gets
Do you have to be like
too thick.
really gentle?
You got to be fast.
You gotta be fast.
So whatever pattern you're gonna do, make it an easy one.
Debbie H, so we can still see some of the drawings on the jelly plate. Will this eventually come out?
Yeah, that's why you've got to go and like give it a bit of a scrub, which means you just go to the sink in your give it a bit of a wash. So you put it in like a sink of cold water, let it soak, and then just go and rub off all the extra bits and pieces. You don't use a scourer, you just use your hands, or you can use a cloth. Not a steel wool, like a cloth, like a Chuck's cloth. Gentle. Right, so now that we've got that on, we're not going to use the brayer to get this pattern on, or else we will lose our tissue paper. So we come in,
You can see the pattern.
Yep, this is good. The fact that you can see the pattern means it's going to work. And then you pull it off.
Ooh.
There we go.
We should have probably done that one with doing like, stencil tissue paper under.
You're going to jelly plate every tissue paper for the next retreat? No, it's just volunteered himself.
No, one we're using stamps. That was
Right, and there we go. So, that there is the tissue paper one. So it works quite well on tissue paper. You just got to do it nice and fast, and you can only have one layer. Back to the stamping now. We were stamping before. Right, let's try a metallic.
Marie K says that turned out well.
Yes, so the thing with tissue paper is, and jelly plates, one layer, super thin, super fast. It does take a bit of practice to get that one correct. Righty-o, and we're just going to come in, this will be more than likely one of our last prints. Because we're just going to come in and do the stamp again. It just didn't turn out as well as what I thought it would. I was really looking forward to seeing how this would work, and then it just didn't work, did it? Nope.
Well, second try, never hurts.
We might do some clocks this time.
Yeah, very steampunk.
Steampunky, because we're doing a metallic bronze,
Kara says use tissue paper a lot.
Yes, yeah. So tissue paper is really fun to work with because it's got a few, like, once you get the knack of it, it's nice, but while you're learning it, it can be frustrating. It's just all about testing the limits. Right, so we're going to come in on a black piece of paper, if I can find my black piece of paper. Or near black. So we've got this Runaway paper 3. And we're going to use this because it is quite dark, which means that our metallic will look really nice on it. So we're just going to put it down. Roll. Is it coming off? A metallic stride. Oh no. Okay. A metallic has dried in situ, which is all good. Just means we need to put another layer underneath it to lift it up. So the next layer has to be not a bright one, but could do a dark pink. I've got lots of pink. What ones I can get a dark pink?
Yeah, but
A maroon.
What about? Because you've got this giant Davenport maroon next to you. Or would that be too heavy?
No, that'll work.
Because I thought that would just complement the gold.
Yeah, let's do this one. So, look, now it's helping out. Alright. So yeah, we left that layer a bit too long and it dried. Metallics do dry a lot quicker than acrylics because they're a lighter bodied paint.
I just thought of Queensland's colours.
Oh my goodness me, this is going to be Queensland to the core, isn't it?
Gold and maroon.
Right. So we're gonna come in. Oh, this piece of paper's got running chickens on it. Not anymore.
Actually, Chicky started laying again.
Yeah, our oldest chicken, which is more than 7 years old, still laying eggs again. To everyone's surprise. I feel like I'm not having a great time with these stamps, hey? Once again, it didn't work. Oh, right, we're going for round 3.
Maybe you need to wash your jelly.
Like, no, you can see it. It's just not very clear because it's like a shiny. Did you get that shine on? Can you see that shine in your...
My video is highly delayed.
Yeah, you can see that shine in a few places. So it's like, it's a
Maybe
shiny...
Don't try the gold and do like a heavier colour.
Yeah.
Like a golden.
Thanks, no.
I'm just...
Giving me suggestions.
I'm not the expert.
It does look very pretty. It just... Right, we're going in for round 3. If the stamp doesn't work this time around, I will take some videos of some things that I'll do tomorrow. However, I am determined for it to work this time around.
I have my fingers and legs crossed.
Oh. There you go,
Oh,
folks.
did you remember how Grandma wanted the finger buns?
Yes.
So we got her 2. She was expecting for us to get a 6.
No.
And
She's a diabetic. She shouldn't even be eating finger buns.
we only got a 2 because there was only 2 at the bakery.
She shouldn't be eating finger buns to start with. She's a diabetic. Right. And do you know what diabetes is caused from?
I don't know if this is called from there.
Do you want Grandma to die? Mind you, we're on a live video, so be prepared to be judged of what your answer is.
Grandma can do what she wants. Plus, she wanted those finger buns for like 4 weeks, Naomi.
Yeah, the fact that she could still remember was quite amazing feat on her part.
Every week when we went shopping, it was like, oh, let's check the bakery for finger buns. And I'm like, yeah, we'll go check.
You never did.
We did.
Mm.
They're not harsh like you.
Honestly. Getting judged here.
You are.
Right, here we are. Yes, well, I expect nothing less from my younger brother. Right.
Saying something.
Never.
That's good.
I would never attempt to say anything against you.
Uh-huh.
Alright, let's go. Howdy, go.
It's a nice green.
It is. I do like this lime.
It's like forest.
You know, I didn't paint with any green until like 3 years ago. So, like, this is a real improvement if you classify.
You know what's really funny? Your last name is Red, but
Yes.
you have a fear of red.
Okay. Well,
And I'm pretty sure you almost have. Do you not like beaches?
Sam just doesn't like me. Right.
You'd be good at ocean swimming.
Actually, yeah, because I don't use my legs in the pool. So, you know, I'm not
I
built
don't
for an
think
ocean
you
swim.
look cold though.
Oh no. Right.
You are a frog.
Here we go, folks. Our stamping has worked.
Third time's a charm.
Yep.
So you do recommend using heavier paints and more bolder colours when using stamping?
Yes.
So that'd be like your Goldens and your Montmartre?
That's actually quite a cool pattern there. Right. So that is the stamping technique. So you can do stamping. We made quite a few envelopes tonight.
It'd be good for cards.
Would be, hey?
Or like if you're doing Christmas wrapping paper and you really wanted to,
Yep.
use
So that was tonight's class. We've got one there. We've got this was the metallic stamping, which you can see when you do like little flickering in the lights there. We've got the stamping, which is normal paint. We've got our tissue paper, which is one layer, very fast. We've got our encyclopedia paper, where the encyclopedia paper is also very thin, so it's one layer. That's also the same with magazines as well. We've got our string technique, which worked amazing. We've got what happens when you do it on dark printed paper. We've got a vellum sheet, which looks very nice.
Wrap vellum work better than regular vellum.
It would, but you'd still want to get like the texture. Like you wouldn't get the patterns that you've done. And then we've got just the regular. Thank you.
On a canvas.
This is just playing around with colour. You can do it on canvas. You get the canvas pattern. And then that's the multi-layer one with the stencils. That's another multi-layer one with the stencils. And the fluoros that just turned out amazing. So thank you all for coming. I hope this answered a few of your fears about jelly printing. The video is up forever, so you can come back, you can look. If I didn't answer some of the questions you had about them, just message me on Facebook. I answer anyone, which is probably really bad. Anyway, not talking about my gullibility right now. But thank you all for coming. I hope you have a great weekend. Don't forget, Mum and Dad's 27th wedding anniversary this weekend / yesterday. So we have a sale. There's Minte, Studio Light. I don't know what else is in
All sorts of
there.
stuff.
There's I think all the ranges in there as well. I think some of the Art by Marlene's even in there.
Give me a second.
And
So then you're not
stencils.
leading them down the rabbit hole.
Is Lindy's in there as well?
No,
Or you,
Lindy's isn't. That was my search.
it's on the It's Gotta Go tab.
Oh, it's got a helmet. Everything that's. It's gotta go. Just wait, it's loading. So you've got
the
Minte.
Yeah, you got
Art by Marlene.
You got the Art by Marlene stamps, chipboard,
Studio Light,
all the Studio Light,
distresses,
oh.
oxides, ribbons.
Bit of everything. There's even Celebrate stencils in
Let me
there.
see.
Hey, is that rice paper on sale?
ITD rice paper is on sale.
Oh, I have to go shopping. Right,
There's 15 pages left of things.
would you look at that? There's lots on sale. So, yes, make use of it while you can, because we don't do many sales. But thank you all for coming, and have a great weekend, and we shall see you next week for weekly classes. Bye.